You know what the most annoying part about being an adult is? Everybody you run into is trying to scam you. In one way or another, they're trying to get more money out of you than you need to spend, and some of these are almost unavoidable.
The older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
Welcome back to the channel. Tune in or go stout. I want to talk about scams today, and not the credit card scams or the Nigerian prince scams. I'm talking about everything that you spend your money on being a scam. Whether that's the prices at the bar, the prices at the grocery store, or even some of the necessities you need to spend your money on to get through the day. This is fresh on my mind because I recently had to change the tires on my car, and man, $1,000 for tires plus an extra $200 for labor and then an alignment fee totaling almost $1,500 to me blows my mind. Some of you might be saying, well, that's why you get a new car, get a service package, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But then you're expecting me to get scammed by a dealership just so I don't have to get scammed by the mechanic shop. Everything is going to be a scam even if you try to avoid it or not. And that's the beauty about being young. Like, I let my parents get scammed and I don't worry about that. Like, I'll beg for a PlayStation, but I'm not gonna ask them why it costs $400+ to get it. Because when I'm a kid, I don't understand the value of $400. Like, think about it. I'm on PC because I didn't feel like paying the amount of money that it costs to get a PS5 that I would have to upgrade in about like 2 years. But on the other hand, I remember begging my mom to get the PS3 that was almost $500 at the time, not taking into consideration why she didn't want to get it. But now that I've grown and I play with my own money, I realize how dumb it is to spend $500+ on a system that you don't know how long it's going to last. In my defense though, PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 had one of the longest runs in gaming generations, so I felt okay looking back at it now. But man, today's consoles run out in like a year. I remember they released the PS5, then the PS5 Pro, then the PS5 Slim Pro or some shit like that. On top of that, you have the games that keep climbing in price. What used to be a $60 game turned into $70, and I think now this Christmas season it's going to be anywhere from $80 to $90. I don't know about you, but there's not many games that warrant me spending above $60, so $80 automatically puts them out of my price range, which sucks because there's so many good releases coming up on top of GTA 6, Borderlands 4. There's so many games I want to get, but then I realize if I want to play those games, I either have to work insane amounts of overtime to afford them, or I have to get the subscriptions that they all want you to get. But I promise you, if I'm asked to get one more subscription to Game Pass or whatever PlayStation's going to do in the future, I'm going full pirate.
It's not about money, it's about sending a message.
Outside of gaming, the next biggest scam that I can think of is the grocery store. We're always told about how high inflation is and how prices keep climbing, and we assume that's because of our economic situation currently. But I also want to say the other contributing factor to that is human greed. These corporations have gotten greedier and greedier as months pass, and even though they're setting record-breaking sales figures for this year, they're still putting the price on the customer. It's bad enough everybody else has raised their prices, where you get your food has also gone up as well. A lot of people have been calling out Walmart recently for raising prices anywhere from 50% to 100% of the original price. That means if you were buying Oreos for $5, they're now $10 for the same size. The saying used to be, don't eat out because it's cheaper to make your own food, so people would shop for groceries. But nowadays, eating out is about the same as a McDonald's meal, and those have also been rising in price. More recently, you can see a price on one day and come back a week later and it might be increased. And I know what you're saying. I'm not blind to the current situation of America and the tariffs and the effects that those have on our market. All I'm trying to put light on is that these prices have been rising even before the tariffs, and they've never really slowed down. Just like a lot of the numbers that the government releases, they're never truly accurate, and we have to trust them until they get proven false, and I definitely feel like that's what's going on with the inflation numbers. Not to mention, as the price increases, the quality of the product significantly decreases. I don't know if this problem is unique to America, but there's too many products to list that don't taste or act the same as they used to back then. A lot of things I would write off to nostalgia, but if you look at the quality of products, the quality we have today is nothing compared to the quality of 10 years ago. Companies with insane margins already are turning to cheaper quality products to make the things that you love. It's bad enough they charge you more for the product. It's even worse when you find out they're saving money and making money at the same time. As children, it was hard for us to comprehend why our parents were trying to save an extra buck here and there, especially when everything around us looked okay. But as we mature, we sound more like our parents, telling the younger generation around us that we remember remember when chips were 3 for $1? We used to always see them stressed out and ask what the big deal was, but nowadays we know the stress and we understand why they were freaking out. And money's a funny thing because you either have it or you don't. If you have the money, then the prices rising don't really matter to you and it's not worth your time to argue about it. And if you don't have the money, you're kind of shit out of luck. You either find a way to pay for it, if that means taking on debt or loans, or you go without it. And if you don't think that's fair, well, too bad. This truth of life has put people in very tough situations and has stopped them from leaving the current situation that they might be in. While I can't tell you the exact secret on how to get out of this money trap, I can tell you one of the best tips to avoid it and maybe even counteract the effects of it. We've established that a lot of the things that we have to do are a scam and we can't really do anything about the prices, but there's still some people that aren't scamming you as badly. While I made a comment about groceries rising almost as high as a fast food meal, while that's not entirely false, there's ways to get around this. Some of the things I do to avoid insane prices at the grocery store is shop at farmer markets. Everything that they have at Walmart, they have in the farmer market, maybe with just a different brand on it. But if you're not willing to go to a farmer market, then just get the great value. You can look online and realize that a lot of great value products from brands are just the name brand in the great value packaging. If the price gouging that you're feeling comes from the media that you spend your money on, then there's 2 ways to go about this. 1, you go buy a bunch of DVDs from garage sales or anywhere around you and put them on a hard drive system and hook that up to your house so you can watch and stream any of the stuff that you own from all the several TVs or your phone. Or 2, and this is becoming more and more ideal as companies put in weird terms of service that truly means you don't own anything. That is being a pirate. Sometimes if the companies are not going to play fair, you should also not play fair. I do not advocate pirating, but I also do not think you're the worst person in the world if you decide to go this route. If you're not the type that likes to download and torrent files, I completely understand, and I would recommend finding a movie site or something that has every show or movie you could possibly want. They're out there, they're not hard to find. You can just type it into Google. And sadly for us gamers, you really have one option, maybe 2. The first being get a PC. The cost to upgrade it post-purchase is way cheaper than the cost of upgrading to a console repeatedly. You also don't face certain barriers like paying to play online, and you have such a wide array of marketplaces that have games for you to buy or a lot of the times give away for free. While you will miss certain exclusives, the Xbox titles are on Game Pass, so you won't miss those, and I think PlayStation is planning to do something that crossroads with PC in the near future. Your other option would be to just not play online and maybe not upgrade. Hear me out. I know that you're saying, well, I want to play the latest games, but there's not that many amazing games, and if you get an Xbox for maybe $20 or $30 off of Facebook, you can enjoy the entire library of Xbox games, but also you have to take into consideration that a lot of these consoles require an online membership fee to even get online. So whatever you save in buying the old console, unless it's a PlayStation 3, you're gonna have to pay for in getting Xbox Live or a PlayStation Plus membership. Gaming in the current state is a huge scam, very huge scam. Cannot emphasize how much of a scam it has become. The current selection of games suck, everything is a free-to-play scam, and it all ends up resembling Fortnite in like 6 months. So there's not much luck on there. If you want to be a gamer that's up to date and has the latest games and gets to play whatever he wants, be prepared to shell out a lot of money. But you already knew that. If you're related or you have some scams to share with me, please leave them in the comments below. If you haven't dropped a like on the video yet, please hit that like button. And subscription does more for me than you could ever know. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Transmission complete. Signal terminating. This is ghostthread, signing off.